welcome to episode number 18 of the Karen Knits podcast. My name is Karen and I'm coming to you from South Central Pennsylvania, where I live, where I work, where I knit, and where I get into all sorts of other crafty adventures. I'm happy to have you here with me today. It's a Sunday early afternoon. It's a brisk cold day out today. Bright and clear and sunny out now. We're just on the finishing edge of what was supposed to be a snowstorm that was coming through here, but we got lucky and just caught I guess it was Hector? What's the name of I can't remember the name of the storm that's running through here right now. Anyways, predictions for around here were that we were going to get all kinds of snow, sleet, freezing rain, and it turned out we got lucky and we just caught the very edge of it, and we had a little bit of sleet last night and some rain this overnight. The streets are nice and dry now, except for along the edges and things, so we did not get hit badly with the storm, thank goodness. But I think a lot of the Northeast got a lot worse weather than we did. So anyways, after that little side trip with the weather forecast, this is primarily a knitting podcast, although you wouldn't guess that from my little intro. It's primarily a knitting podcast, although I do have several other playlists on my channel where I talk about other crafty interests of mine, other artistic interests of mine. I do several other videos here and there where I keep them into separate playlists. So if you're here for the knitting content, just stick to the Karen Knits playlist and you will hit all of the knitting content within that. So if you are a new viewer, thank you so much for checking me out. If you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back to spend another week with me. I don't have a whole lot of content for this week, although I probably still will end up chatting for about half an hour or so. We'll see how that plays out. But anyway, grab yourself a comfy chair, grab yourself a beverage, grab your knitting or your crochet or whatever craft you happen to be working on today. Sit back and let's spend a little bit of time together and see what kind of knitting I've been up to in the past week. So, as mentioned, today I'm filming this on Sunday early afternoon, January 20th, 2019. I'm hoping to get the podcast up and posted later on today after I get the editing done, the exporting and uploading onto YouTube. Hopefully it'll be up before I go to bed tonight. If not, it will go up first thing Monday morning. So I'm sitting here drinking a nice cup of tea, as usual. Or as I frequently do. I like to have a little something to have to wet my whistle while I'm doing all this talking. This is a type of tea by Stash. It is the Holiday Chai black tea blend. It's really nice. It has a very nice smell to it, and it's a very mild flavor, but it's a really, really nice tea. This is one of the leftovers from my little collection of tea I usually have out during the holiday and Christmas season, so I'll probably tuck it away now and won't drink much of this for the next several months now. I'll pop out a cup every once in a while. But it's a nice little tea. So first off, I want to talk about the white elephant in the room. I finished my Rowe cardigan this past week. I think I finished it on Friday late afternoon, early evening. So I got the last of all the ribbing done around the front panels and around the back of the neck, and got that all stitched down. I love it. I absolutely love this sweater. It fits beautifully. It's so snuggly and cozy and warm. I'm not sure if I'll be wearing it through the whole podcast because it's very warm, and I tend to run a little bit on the warm side myself, so I don't always want to be bundled up in a whole lot of extra layers. But I just love it. Look at all these cables. Oh, they're just so nice. So it has a nice cable pattern running all the way down the arm. A nice double moss stitch along here. It's sewn in pieces and then stitched together, sewn in pieces. It's knit in pieces and then each of the pieces are sewn together and then the trim is added on afterwards. There's a gorgeous panel, cable panel down the front. I'll try to get you to see a little bit more of it. I'll try to insert another video clip of the whole thing. The only thing I'm not as crazy about is that the edge of the ribbing where it was stitched together, I don't know if I just did it a little bit too tight or something, but I'm not 100% sure that I really love. This side turned out a little bit nicer than this was the first side I stitched together. So this is the part at the bottom of the front. And what you do is you have 2x2 ribbing all the way around and do it for 8 inches, and then using a crochet hook you do a bind off all the way around. So I think I might have maybe misread the instructions because this isn't the smoothest. I'm not sure this is my favorite way of doing the bind off and joining. If I were to make another sweater this style, I think I might do it a little bit differently where I did the bind off and then stitched it down. And the back, which is very hard to see from this angle, has three panels of cables plus some moss stitch along the side. I'll have to check when I'm editing this whether you're actually seeing any of this or not. What I again mentioned what I might do is what I might do is just film a little extra video clip of me with the camera a little farther away and try to get just a better video of some more of the details of the sweater. But as I said, I really like it. It fits nicely. It's again, it's nice and big. It's bulky. It's warm. The sleeves are nice and long, so if you want to keep the sleeve down, that works out fantastic this way. So you can just keep the sleeve as is, or you can easily fold it down and it still looks really nice. So I think I will keep it folded down for now, just so that it stays out of the way. So this, I'm so happy this is finally done. This has been a work in progress for quite a long time for me. I cast it on initially back in early February, so it's taken me almost a year to finish this. I will admit though that I would work on it for a while, then I would put it aside and work on other things, and then I'd pull it back out and work on it for a while. And I finally decided coming into towards Christmas that I started working on it a lot more monogamously so that I could get the whole thing completely finished and done, because I really wanted to have it finished so I could wear it while it was still winter around here and while it was cold, and while it was something that I knew I'd be able to get a lot of wear out of it coming up soon. So a little bit about it. Let me see, where do I have my notes on this? I have notes on here somewhere. Sorry. Yeah. To edit some of this up. Okay, I used Knit Picks Bare Worsted Wool of the Andes Superwash for this. I am going to just leave it in the Bare colorway, this cream color, because I mentioned last week I have a lot of my clothing are in these bright jewel tones. So again, I think it looks really nice with this like a bright blue underneath it, like this nice royal blue. And I also have a lot of other clothing that are in these nice bright colors. So it's a nice to have the Bare colorway against some of the brighter colors that I would wear underneath it. So I am going to leave it just as Bare. I know over the time when I was working on it, I had contemplated whether I wanted to dye the whole thing once it was complete. Now that it is complete, no, I'm just going to keep it in this gorgeous cream colorway. So I used 4.5mm needles. They were my Knitter's Pride interchangeables. I used the 4.5mm or US 7 for the body of the cardigan. The ribbing at the bottom on the sleeves and around the front were in 4mm. I guess that's a US 6, I think. And as I said, so I love this sweater. It's just, I'm so happy it's done. So I can start off my year with my first completed garment. And this probably is, I think this might be one of the first sweaters I've actually ever completely knit and finished for myself. I've crocheted several sweaters, but I think this is the first one that I've actually done the entire sweater. I think I have, or do I have one other one? No, this is the second one I've done. I have no idea. There's another one, it's a bright green. It's got to be packed away somewhere. It has to be packed away someplace now. I think I might dig that out and find it and show it to you guys sometime. But so this will be the second sweater that I've ever fully knit for myself. I had a third sweater I had started at one point. It was heavily cabled. You might be recognizing a bit of a theme here. It was heavily cabled and it took me forever to work on it. So I surrendered. I asked my sister if she would finish it for me. My sister did, and I still have the sweater up in my closet now, but I had started it but didn't manage to finish it off for myself. So this is my Rowe cardigan by Michelle Wong. So I think I joined in with Inside Number 23. She had, Katie from Inside Number 23 had a knit along that she started last winter, last February, and I joined along with that, and I cast on my Rowe cardigan back in February for that. I finally finished it, so I think I will take some pictures and I'm going to post those over on the finished thread for that, for hers, and say finally it took me almost a year, but I did finish it. So I am really happy to have this finished. So once I finished this off, one of the things I had decided to do this year is try to stick to a little bit more of a monogamous knitting style, at least for the first part of the year. And so I've basically exclusively worked on my Rowe cardigan so that I could get it to the point where it's finished. Then once I finished with that, the next work in progress that I have that has not seen much love in several months is my Texture Time shawl by Stephen West. And this is one I had cast on back in the beginning of October as part of the fall 2018 mystery shawl knit along that Stephen West hosted. And I started with it. I finished the first clue. I don't even think I finished the first clue during the time period that the first clue came out. And then I more and more rapidly fell behind with my knitting on it. I couldn't keep up the pace with it. I had other things going on, life, work, other knitting that I was doing. So I was unable to keep up, and so I just kind of lost interest in it for a while and just kind of put it aside. So I really do like the shawl, and I really do want to get it finished. So that is my new focus project. And right now that's the only thing I've worked on Saturday and Sunday during my free time. And it's the only thing I'm planning on working on for the next week or so. Hopefully until I get it finished, and then I'll be excited about starting a new project then. So Texture Time is a shawl that I cast on beginning of October. It uses 3.75 millimeter needles, or US 5. The yarn I'm using is 4 different yarns that I dyed myself from the Knit Picks Stroll Fingering Bear. Yeah, Knit Picks Stroll Bear Fingering. And I dyed it in 4 different colors, a light blue, a light pink, a light purple, and a charcoal kind of color. The texture part of the yarn is Knit Picks Aloft in the colorway Celestial. It's a mohair silk blend, and that is the part of the shawl that brings in the different texture. So the shawl came out as a series of 4 clues with a 5th clue as a bonus clue. And as I mentioned, I finished clue number 1. So this portion here is clue number 1, and this is the part that sits down the center of your back. So this part would be at the nape of your neck, and then the shawl extends out in a not triangular shape. Extends out as a rectangle to the left and to the right, or the right and the left, whichever way we're looking at this from. So I finished clue number 1, so the brioche portion, and then I moved on to clue number 2 and completed clue number 2 on half of the shawl. So I'm not done clue number 2 over on this side yet, so that's still to come. Then I continued on and did clue number 3, which is the light blue and purple portion. And then I've begun working on clue number 4, again on the one side of the shawl. And this is only done in the single color. So my progress since I picked this up I did a few rows on Friday night and then worked on it Saturday and so far this morning. I've worked from the marker here, finished off the last part of clue number 3, and have a good start on clue number 4. Whoa, I'm getting all tangled up here. My needle is threading itself all over the place. So here's what it looks like and what I've done in the past while, or the past couple days since I picked this up again. So from the marker, finishing off clue number 3, and I'm about halfway, yeah, roughly halfway done on the pink portion. So once I'm finished the pink portion, I will first try not to get myself all tangled up. Once I finish the pink portion, clue number 4, I'm going to come back and pick up again on this side and extend the shawl out to the other direction. So I'm close to halfway done with this, although it is going to require quite a bit more knitting to get it completely finished. I need to make a decision. They give you a point on clue number 4 where you can stop if the shawl is big enough. But if I'm reading the instructions correctly, if you do that, you're not able to do the bonus border on it. And I kind of think I'd like to put the border on it because I think it kind of gives it a nicer finished look. So you'll have to wait and see until next week what I decided to do with that, whether I actually finished it off and went to the end of the pink and then moved over to the other side, or if I did the shorter version of it. I'll also have to weigh my yarn and make sure that I still have plenty of yarn left to go. I think I do. I think I still have over half a cake of yarn here. I think I'm still over 50 grams. So as long as I'm over 50 grams, I'm fine to continue on and make it larger. So we'll make a decision on that along the way. So that's my Texture Time shawl. Again, a pattern by Stephen West. And hopefully I'll have a lot more progress to show you guys next week. Hopefully I've finished the pink. I'm hoping I also have finished clue number 2 on the other side, and I'm really hoping to be well on the way to getting that finished. I really would like to see that finished within the next couple weeks, so let's cross our fingers that I do manage to get it all finished before the week is over. But we shall see. Or by this week, it won't be done this week. By the time the next 2 weeks are done. So that's all I've been working on for the past week. I've spent all my spare time finishing off my Rowe cardigan. So again, I finished that Friday night, and I've worked on my Texture Time shawl for a little bit on Saturday and Sunday morning. So hopefully I'll have another finished object to show you in a couple weeks. So cross your fingers that I have a second finished object to show you again soon. So on to yarn acquisition or stash enhancement. I am not off to the best start this year in using more yarn than I'm bringing in. I have been on a bit of a roll with building on my stash collection, and I need to spend a bit more time working towards bringing that down a little bit, because I have bought quite a bit of yarn so far this year, and I have more yarn on the way. So this past week I had noticed, or a couple weeks ago I had noticed, there was an ad posted in one of the Facebook marketplaces for, I just searched on those, I searched on Facebook Marketplace for yarn, and I found somebody that was in upstate New York who was selling some mill-end yarns that I thought, oh, that's a nice price, and it was a yarn I was interested in trying. So I texted back and forth with her a bit, and I decided to buy a sweater's quantity of this. It is, because it's a mill end, it does not have a label on it, so I have no label, and I don't have a number for a dye lot or anything like that. But this is Quince & Co. Turn. It's in the colorway, I believe this is the colorway Terracotta, and it's a nice kind of brownish, reddish brown yarn. It's a really pretty color. I am planning on making myself a Tenya sweater that I've seen so many people making them. It's a gorgeous sweater, and it's one of them that I have added on to my Make 9 list for 2019. So I'm hoping that I'll get that cast on fairly soon, although I might work on a heavier weight sweater earlier first so that I can have it to wear during more of the winter season. This is something that's more of a summery, spring and fall kind of sweater. It won't be as heavy a yarn. So it's Quince & Co. Turn in the color Terracotta. It's 50 grams skeins, and they're 221 yards per skein. So it's a fingering weight yarn. It's a 75% wool, 25% silk. And it's a really nice feeling yarn. I like it. I'm really excited about caking it up and casting on. But first, my Texture Time shawl I really do want to get that finished up first so that that's done. So that's about all I have to talk about this week. I had thought it would be a little bit of a shorter episode. I only had 3 things to talk about. My Rowe cardigan, all done. My Texture Time shawl, which is seeing some love and some progress since I hadn't touched it since probably November sometime, and my new yarn. So actually, I didn't have a lot that I wanted to talk about today. So on that note, I'll let you go. If you want some more information on the things I talked about today, I'm going to have them listed down in the description box below. I'll have links to what the yarn type is. I'll have links to my project page for my cardigan and for the Texture Time shawl. I will have links to those posted down below. All of my social media information is down below. My information on my Facebook page, my Instagram account, my Ravelry account, both for my personal page or my personal Ravelry information and my design page on Ravelry as well. And what else do I have down there? I think that's about all. Anyway, I seem to be kind of getting to a rambly stage here. So before I start getting too discombobulated, I should let you go. I'm going to go and get some editing done on this video. I'm going to get that exporting, and hopefully that doesn't take too long, and I'll get it up and posted on to YouTube later on today. But otherwise, I hope you had a nice time visiting with me for about a half an hour today, and I really look forward to seeing you guys next week, and hopefully I'll have lots of progress to show you on my Texture Time shawl for next week. And I'll also have the little spoiler alert, I should have another bundle of yarn arriving. It has shipped, so it should be here before I film again, so you should be able to see my next little pile of yarn that I bought. But I have a sweater in mind for that one also, so there's another hint that it is another sweater quantity. I seem to have wandered into that big old swamp, or garment swamp. So anyway, on that note, take care everyone, and if you have not already, please like and subscribe to my channel. Hit the like button, or no. Hit the little bell icon. No, it's down here. I don't know why I keep pointing over there, because it's not in that corner, is it? No, it's over. It's down in everything's down in this corner, I think. Karen and her technology. There we go for the win. Anyway, Hit the bell icon and that'll notify you when I publish something new on my channel, whether it's a new knitting video or if it's some other crafty stuff that I'm into. So anyways, I'm going to shut up and say goodbye and let you guys go. Take care, and we'll see you guys in a week. Bye now.